Step aside, Electra. There's a new lady in town. Hi guys, Aka here. So, we have Artemisia, the Lady of Ranged, the newest range general to be introduced into the game. Now, if you permit me to go off on a bit of a tangent here, first of all, we got Artemis, who, despite the fact that she's got bow and arrows, is a cav general. Now, we have Artemisia, who is a range general. Maybe we're starting to see a bit of a pattern here. So, who are we getting next? I don't know, maybe Artemisina, okay? And if you have all three of them, then you can complete the Artemis collection and, maybe get like 10% extra buffs or something like that. Who knows? We'll see. But right now, we've got Artemisia, and we want to take a look at her and see how good she is and what she can do. So, let's hop right in. Okay guys, want to put a quick word in for the Amazon App Store. Now, some of you might know this, but for anyone that doesn't, the App Store is officially ending all third-party services by the 20th of August this year. So, if you have Amazon coins that you have already paid for towards Evony, you need to use those before the 20th of August. Now, if you're someone that uses an Amazon device, don't worry, you will still have access to the App Store and its main features, so you can continue to do your thing on there. Aside from that, of course, there are going to be lots of Evony events running. I'm going to stay on top of that, so you guys make sure you stay on top of it too. And there's going to be a new Evony Discord opening up for us to stay connected. Link to the Discord is down in the description. That's it, guys. Remember the D-date, 20th of August. Okay. All right. So we've got Artemisia here. And right off the bat, we want to make a quick note that her base stats are pretty decent. Okay. So we look at her main skill. And for her main skill, she gets 55% attack, 55% defense, and 35% HP. And note, she's an attacking general when leading the army to attack. Okay, now if we go to her specialties and we run through the specialties and put all of them together, Artemisia comes out with a total of 80% attack, 40% defense, and 50% HP. Alrighty, now if we go to her ascension and we put all the stats in her ascension together, Artemisia comes out with 75% attack, 40% defense, and 65% HP. Okay, now you put all of those stats together, Artemisia comes out with a total of 210% attack. Okay, brace yourself, get some water to drink or something. Okay, 135% defense, and 150% HP. Okay, very good stats indeed. Right, now let's take a quick look at Artemisia against some of the other range generals that we have. All right, so these are the range generals that we're going to compare her with, and these are the stats for all the generals. Now, as you can see, Artemisia is doing very well on the stats. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, Artemisia currently has the highest range attack stats in the game. Okay? And she's not doing too shabby on the defense and the HP either. So, in terms of the stats, she's a very respectable general. Alright, now let's look at the march sizes. Okay? So, for these generals, these are the march sizes that we have. Now, as you can see, she doesn't have the highest march size out of all of them, but she's doing pretty okay. Pretty respectable if you ask me, okay? Decent march size. On top of that, she has an extra bonus of 8% rally cap. So that makes her a bit of a unique general. All right, so that's how well she's doing against the competition. And like I said, she's doing pretty good. Okay, we want to look at the rest of the stuff that Artemisia has. All right, so we pop into her covenant real quick. This is her covenant here. And these are the generals that she needs for her covenant. Okay? Seculus, a bit strange, but shouldn't be too difficult to get. He's available in the tavern. Leonidas, I think a lot of people have Leonidas. Alexander, okay, he might be a bit tough if you don't have him already, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of people have him. So, all in all, for the generals, her covenant is pretty okay. Now, in terms of the covenant itself, okay, she's got a bit of extra march size there, which we had factored in already. But all in all, it's an okay covenant. No unusual surprises and nothing too bad or detrimental about it. It's an okay covenant. All right. Now, we want to go ahead and check her compatibility. Okay? So the first thing we want to do is check her compatibility with skill books. Now, if you forgive me, I currently don't have Artemisia. So my friend, Cyber, was very gracious to let me check the general on her account. Okay? And as we can see, Artemisia is compatible with all the ranged books that we have in the game. So she's good on that front. Now, if we want to go ahead and look at her compatibility with other generals, all right? These are the generals I was able to check her with because, restricted by time and all that. But from what I was able to check, Artemisia is compatible with Douglas, which is cool. She's compatible with James Cook, which is another nice one. She's also compatible with Franz Joseph, okay? However, she's not compatible with Ragnar, which for some people might be a bit of a bummer, but it's okay. Now, unfortunately, these are all the generals that I was able to check with the time I had. So, if you know of any prominent combinations with Artemisia, I'm particularly curious about how compatible she is with Algernon Sidney. So, if you have that information or her compatibility with other generals, please feel free to share them in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's the quick run through of Artemisia as the main general. Now, if we want to check her out as the assistant, here is how she's doing against the other assistants that we have in the game. And stats-wise, as you'd expect, she's doing pretty decently. On the march size front, she's okay, but again, not in the top rank. So, yeah, she's all right as an assistant. You could certainly use her if you wanted to, but there are a few better options out there. So, we've gone through Artemisia, and she is a very good general. In my opinion, she is the best female range general in the game right now. Is she the outright best general in the game? No. However, there are only a handful of generals in the game right now that are better than Artemisia. So if you wanted to get her, you'd be getting a very good general. Just keep that in mind. However, even though she's not the best general in the game, I have a suspicion that we're going to see a lot of Artemisia, particularly in the high-level competitions. Why? Because she has got very decent stats, okay? She is not the best on the march size, but her march size is pretty decent. And she's got the 8% rally cap. So, for people that are playing in All-Stars or Shalons and are setting rallies, you might be very interested in getting Artemisia. Particularly if you're able to pair her with a general like Tomiris or Wallenstein, who, coincidentally, she's compatible with both of them, okay? You'll be getting a decent boost in your rally cap. So, I'm not going to act like I'm a truth seer or anything like that, but I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to see Artemisia a lot in high-level competition. So, that's Artemisia. If I missed anything important, please let me know. And be sure to check out the next comparison video, which is going to be coming out very soon, which I suspect some people will be interested in looking at. That's it for me, guys. Thank you very much. Aka signing out.